Hey everybody, tonight I'm bringing you a fairly sad version of smoked meat, but it's one I need to do. Thought about just doing a Facebook post, and I can't do it justice with a keyboard. Tonight we lost a good friend and the world lost a great man. Scott Thomas, everyone who loved him and knew him as Monster. One of our paramedics. Was such a wonderful guy. Man, this is tough. I've known him for a while now, about 5 years. And, the first time I ever met Scott, I was working in the ER. I hadn't been long recovered from my strokes, and I couldn't get back on an ambulance. And before I even met him really good, he knew I was an old medic, and came up to me like family, and just talked like we had known each other for years, and it was like that every time I ever met Scott. And I had the privilege of working with him and just being around him. He was just, I can't even describe it, and was such an awesome guy. He had that sixth sense where he could tell if something was bothering you. Even if you had that happy face on outside, he'd pull you off to the side and say, "What's going on? Let's talk." And you couldn't fool him. He'd make you talk about whatever was happening, and he expected you to do the same with him. And you could tell he appreciated it when you did. He was such an example to so many people. Old and young. My partner, has been telling me stories about when he met Scott and the way that Scott touched his life, and I'm sure that there are hundreds like that out there right now who can tell the same stories. Scott was a medic for a long time. And he was a loving dad. He would go to school and eat lunch with his little girl every chance he got. He'd go to soccer games. He'd do everything in the world with her. I saw a picture where he dressed up like the Beast for Beauty and the Beast with her, and it was such a wonderful job that he did with both their costumes. To go that far out for his kid, just lets me know he was a great dad. And he's going to be missed. But anyone out there that is listening to this that knows Scott and has ever worked with Scott or has ever talked to him, when I say that somebody's one of my kids, that's somebody I've worked with and taught something to, or kind of helped along the way, that makes them one of my kids. Well, Scott has a lot of kids too, and everyone listening to this probably has been one of them at one time or another. So you always remember he's with you, because he taught you and he helped make what you are. And keep him going and keep him alive by doing the same thing. Follow that example and spread the word to others, help others out. And Scott, we love you, man. We got it from here, brother.